My name is Aiden Garza, and I'm doing my last and final speech over my persuasive essay over the effects of single-parent families on the youth. And these are my three audiences for my last and final speech. The impact of single-parent families on youth is more than what meets the eye. The feeling of neglect and loneliness can change the path of a normal childhood. Children raised by single parents can often feel unloved by the parent that has left them. Statistics have shown that many social issues can derive from children who have been raised in a single parent house. However, from personal experience, I do disagree with most of those statistics to a certain extent. Children at a certain age should be able to own up and realize the effects of their own actions. Although my family experiences have had a negative impact on my life as a whole, I have had to step up at an early age and help my mom take care of my younger brother. Although I do agree with single parent families, low self-esteem, to a certain extent, kids have to realize that their parents' faulty relationships was not exactly their own fault. It could have been a number of experiences and situations that resulted in the two parents splitting up. But more times than not, it is usually not the child's fault. Low self-esteem can be caused by feeling of neglect and loneliness, but is also unavoidable. According to the Modern Mom Staff's article, the negative effects of single-parent homes on children states, children's lack of self-esteem can also come from a place of not getting enough attention from their only parent, which can make it difficult to thrive both at home and at school. However, a solution to that is building stronger relationships with the parent they live with can result in more positive self-esteem. In addition, my previous points, studies have shown that single-parent families may be at fault for rising poverty levels. According to the article, Do Not Blame the Children, they claim that studies tell us that children raised by single parents are significantly more likely to have children young, to drop out of high school, and to work less as young adults, resulting in increasing poverty levels. However, it is our fault to blame the difficulty of raising a family by one's lonesome. In the article written by the New York Times, they state, rather than falsely claiming the single motherhood is a major cause of poverty, we should support single moms in raising American children. I completely agree with this opinion because instead of bashing single parents and children for something they can barely help, we should be more supportive towards these difficult situations. Another topic of debate is whether or not the children of single parents can be raised just as well as the children with both of their parents. I strongly agree that children can be raised as well as those with two parents. Coming from a single parent house with my mother and my younger brother, childhood was different than my friends that have two parents. However, it just meant that I had to work a little bit harder than my friends who had an advantage in me. My mother has showed me that raising me and my brother has been a difficult task for her, but has also showed me that hard work one day does pay off. According to the article Children in Single Mother by Choice Families just do just as well in parents with those in two-parent families. They state that the assumption of that growing up in a family without a father is not good for a child is based mainly on a research into children whose parents are divorced and who thus have experienced parents' conflict. I, however, believe that it depends on how the child is raised and whether or not the kid has one or two more parents to raise them. In conclusion, personal experiences have a major effect on life with a single parent. Although I have personally learned to overcome certain situations and obstacles that have come along with being raised by one parent, I had to step up with my mother by raising my younger brother and facing social issues. And one of my works cited is Brad David at Single Mothers Are Not the Problem, the New York Times, and Do Not Blame the Children from Real Clear Politics. And thank you for listening to my last and final essay, and these are my three audiences again.